to the Wise Woman Show. I am your host, Megan Wiseman, or better yet, Wise Woman. Here we empower Christian women entrepreneurs to express their divine wisdom and follow their intuition. This is a space where diverse voices and visions of wise women are showcased to support and celebrate the power of feminine leadership in business. Today we are going to be talking to an amazing woman that I'm so grateful that I've met. Her name is Nikki Taylor, and she is a massage therapist, but so much more. I've been learning about her and what she's doing in her work, and I love the wisdom that she's going to share with us today. So she told me that her life goal is to increase the quality of life by teaching about the body, which I love because the body is so important, right? So many of us have been in battles with our bodies. We don't know and understand our bodies, and we don't really fully understand the gift that they are and what is capable as we learn more about the body. So I'm really excited to have her here and to let her teach us more about all the wisdom that she has. So Nikki, if you want to take a minute and just introduce yourself and maybe how you got into this work and why this work in understanding the body is so important to you.
So I am actually what we would call a medical massage therapist, but truly it's just a massage therapist. We massage is a very broad term. There's tons of different modalities within massage. Um, and so I'm just someone that has a lot of education, continuing education. Um, so how I got into this work, in 2012, I became a foot zoner. And that was really my first introduction into any type of alternative medicine. As I learned about foot zoning and how I could work with my spirit and my body could work together, I learned that I wanted a little bit more in-depth training with how the body works. So I went to massage therapy school after that. And then I was a massage therapist for a couple years and I found the modality of the Berry method, corrective massage, which is what I specialize in. And that is when I really truly understood the body, as I dove into that modality. What that modality talks about is how we don't smash the muscle into submission, but we actually pick it up and put it where it's supposed to go and put it where it was designed to be. Because we're hard on our bodies, right? Life happens. And whether you haven't been in a car accident or not, holding a baby on your hip over the years can be really hard on the body. So you don't have to have like this crazy traumatic injury to knock something out of place. Um, it can be as easy as your little sitting on your lap, and over time, it pushes the quad muscles to the back of the body. And you start to lose leverage, you start to lose range of motion, and over time, it can hurt. So when I learned to put the muscles back where they're supposed to be and where they were designed to be, we can increase quality of life because pain changes, swelling changes, um, anything like that. And when you're in pain, you can get kind of mean. Your
Mhm.
quality of life changes. Pain is debilitating, and you'll get short with the people that you live with, and not even realize that that is how far your pain has put you. And so when I learned how to alleviate some of that pain, I watched people's quality of life increase, and they were able to accomplish their goals, be present with their families, and then just really love the body.
Love that. Okay, so you have studied the body, you help people heal their bodies, and we were talking a little bit before we got on here, why you have such a passion for the body, because it's not just this tool that we get to enjoy in life, but you feel like there's almost like these mysteries that we can learn from God because we have the body. Can you talk more about what that means to you?
Yeah, I believe a lot of the mysteries of God like the foundation can be found within the physical body because it's all about creation. And when that life, that creation happens, um, there is energy and intention that the physical intelligence of it, of the body. Because there's a difference between, we have our emotional intelligence and then we have the physical body that has its own intelligence. But sometimes we discount that. In fact, a lot of times that happens. We think that the body can't function without a spirit, right? We know that when we die, and I believe we go heaven, and but the body starts to break down as soon as that spirit leaves the body. So there's an intelligence that people don't talk about that is within the physical body. And when you can tap in and understand that, then that creation part makes sense of an embryo um, that is growing, and you can feel the personality of the child, like while you're as a mom can feel that, and then you start to, you give birth. Um, I have not found where specific people say the spirit enters the body. I've read a lot of things. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of different opinions on when the spirit enters the body. But there's an intelligence that happens from a bunch of cells to a full-grown child. And then once they pass through and they're here in this world, in this realm, that physical intelligence doesn't just turn off. It continues to grow with us, right? And so the more you understand how the intelligence works, the mysteries of God will make sense. He created this world, he created flowers, he created all of that, but where did that start? And I like to think that the body is a good place, a good starting point for us to learn what that looks like.
So good. I love this so much because I've spent a lot of time in the mind and the emotions and the spiritual, and we think, oh, that is the most powerful creative energy on the planet. But part of me is just like listening to you and realizing, wait, the reason we came here is to get a body because we probably had a lot of that knowledge before we came here. We already knew the spiritual creation process. We probably witnessed a lot of it, but we didn't have the physical body to actually fully learn full creation, right? So we all had to come into a body to learn how to be a creator. So I love this aspect of creation and the this key component of the body that we all need in order to create and become creators. Because we've been intelligences doing whatever for a long time, but we needed the physical body to do that. So, in your work and knowing this physical body is so important, how do you help people understand and reconnect to their physical body? Because I know I just did a session today actually with a woman who was fully, and I just asked where her spirit was. It was 70% disconnected from her physical body. And she was feeling anxious and she was feeling she couldn't trust herself. There's so many things. And I said, well, you're not fully in your body. So how do we help people feel safe, feel connected to their bodies?
So one of the first things that I have to teach people, because for my specific modality, when people come in, you don't get undressed in my office. And well, at least most of mine don't get undressed. And when people think of a massage therapist, they think of a lotion up, flowy, you know, um, soft music on. And there is absolutely a place for that. I call it a healthy touch massage. There is absolutely a place for healthy touch. But what I personally practice, with in the medical side and putting the muscles back where they're supposed to be, interference happens within the body. There's this huge word for trauma. I don't love the word trauma. It's not one that resonates with me. There's a reason for it. I like to use the word interference because sometimes with trauma, we have a tendency to think that you can't move it. It just is who we are and we will be who we are because of that. And so I like to use the word interference because we can move interference. And so when someone comes in and gets on my table, if they're coming in for a knee problem, some people have an injury or they've had a surgery of some sort that won't heal. And when I put the physical part back where it's supposed to be, it's pretty amazing how the metaphysical side does what it needs to effortlessly, because it's back to where it was designed. And it's really cool. You'll watch the body as I work. Like I see it all the time. Like the body will just lock into place. And it's almost like it didn't even have an injury. And then when they leave my office, sometimes we have to talk about the mental habits that they created because of the physical pain that they were feeling. And how pain, you know, um, again, it can be debilitating. But the physical body also has to have its own intelligence because it is the last body to manifest something. So things happen spiritually first, right? And then like emotionally, then mentally, then physical's last. And I don't know the other two, but that's those four bodies. But because the physical one is the last one to manifest whatever's going on in our spirit and our mind, it has to be smart because it is the one body that will give.
I love that. You didn't think, I don't, never heard it said that way. So I love the way you described it, right? That process of moving through all of those layers of our body. And the physical is the last one. So it needs to be, I don't know. Do you think that means it's the most, I mean, I always think it's the hardest one to work with. But what you were saying is opposite of what I always teach is like you work on the emotional, you work on the spiritual, and then the physical will change, right? But you're saying that you can work on the physical and then it also shifts the other way. Ah,
Yeah.
my
So
mind.
we work backwards in my office. That's what I joke. And because I've taken classes on metaphysics, energy, the whole thing, it's really fun because sometimes those aren't tangible. That people can't grasp that concept. But if I'm working the knee and they're like, there's this pain, and I can even just ask, hey, knee can be like fear moving forward. Is there something in your space that could potentially like be a mindset that you're battling? As I move in the muscles, we can have a conversation because it's tangible. And so I like to think I work and help people who have a hard time with that world. And then I work backwards. Once we find this, like I said, they're really popular right now. That's what's coming in my office. Um, and so when people come in, I have this knee pain, like let's talk through it. And then they'll come back and be like, I felt so much better. I went for a hike and my anxiety changed. All we did was work the physical body and they were able to work on the other parts of them that they didn't realize there was some interference there.
Oh, so good. I love that. I have people in my life who need that physical, that like tangible healing. So I love that I just had my mind blown that it can go either way and there's not a right or wrong. Like at any stage, you can use whatever works for whoever to help the healing process happen. And I feel the physical body. It's the one you can see. So it's the one you can work with and help people who are not, good at imagining or good at processing in their mind without something physical to work with. All right. So is there anything else that you feel like connects to these mysteries of God that are found in the body that you think maybe a tool or something that some people could learn from you? Because some people might be like me. A lot of the women in this space might be very mental and very spiritual, very emotional. And I feel like women, I know me, I've had my own like disconnection from my body. I've struggled like loving my body, feeling like my body, like feeling happy with my body or feeling, comfortable being fully in my body because I have so many emotions, right? So as women, especially, um, I feel like one of our greatest interferences, like you say, is this like false belief that our bodies are bad or that our bodies
Yes.
are not safe or that being in our body is dangerous because of things that have happened to us or the way that we feel or so how do we create a better connection to our bodies and realizing that what you said is being in our body, being connected to the body is why we came here, is what we came here to do and learn the mysteries of God inside a body. So how do, or what is something you do or you help people do that helps them get into that connection better?
So one of the first things is touch. So it is amazing how many people come in and I'm like, hey, they're coming in for a massage. They know I'm going to touch them. And then as I put my hands on the part of the body they want to work on, they're uncomfortable. And especially post-COVID, people are afraid. They are afraid of this physical vehicle that we get to experience in this realm. And we have experiences that cause interference in the body. And we don't like our bodies. We're not pretty enough. We're not skinny enough. These are lies that we've been fed and bought into, unfortunately, but are very, very real, right? And so when I put my hands on people, and I'm just going to say we're going to work the stomach, okay? Because the stomach is a no-fly zone for a lot of massage therapists, and a lot of people really don't like it touch because they don't like how it looks.
Mhm.
And so with my visceral massage training, if you come in super bloated, we can move fluid. I can't move visceral fat. That's not a thing. But can I move fluid? Yes. And when you start to feel the body and love the body, you stay more present in the body. And like I said, I use the stomach because it is an area that where most people, not just women, most people are very uncomfortable with. And then as soon as we take fluid out of the stomach and we drain the lymphatic fluid, it's amazing for the rest of the appointment, they will rub their stomach like unconsciously. They don't think about it. But because it feels better or it feels lighter, you start to like it and you start to love it. So I would tell you, touch is one of the biggest things. Grab your kids, grab your husband, grab your dog, like do something that has to do with touch because there's an exchange of energy that happens there. And that you start to teach the body, hey, I have confidence in you. We only get this body one time. We get one, right, in this experience. And God didn't create something for us to be afraid of.
Hmm. I love that so much. Like touching, you don't think, I mean, like I remember someone saying touch yourself like a lover, right? And I was like, that's weird. Like I've never thought of that. But like
Yep.
think about how important it is to be touched and to touch other people. And yeah, so many times touch isn't safe or it's been you're insecure or it's in a way that it's not been good for you, right? So I love that finding those healthy touches and like feeling that sensation and feeling safe in it and really helps you get grounded and connected to your body. And then, like you said, there's an exchange and there's so much to that touch that we just maybe don't even understand. But that's a good tool, right? So maybe if
Yeah.
people are struggling to connect with your body and your opposite is like, ugh, do nothing, don't touch anything, don't touch anyone, probably the opposite is what you need is like physical connection for the that appreciation of what your skin and another person's skin or your own skin feels like. That's what you really need is more connection, not less connection.
Yeah.
So,
When moms come in and, you get touched out, I use moms because that's mostly where touched out comes from, is moms.
mhm.
And if they come in and they're like, Nikki, I'm just touched out, I will tell them that a Swedish massage, which is the flowy or feel good or the lymphatic drainage, even though you're touched out, it is the quickest way to refill that cup. And it's because it's touch with no obligation. You know, in when we're touched out, we think, don't touch me anymore. I'm too, you know, I'm checked out. When really healthy touch, like touch with no obligation is what will fill that cup faster than anything else.
I love that. Okay, so I love that pointer. Now we can all find healthy ways to be touched or
Yep.
to enjoy touch. I know lately I've been doing like more lotioning of my hands and feet, and it's just like I didn't realize I was doing this, but it's probably that like healthy touch that just feels so good. Like even if no one else is touching you, you can like do things that feel good for you and get in tune with your body and create healthy, connected kind of touch. I love it. Okay, so I'm so excited to get to know you more. We are just connecting for the first time this year, and I really am fascinated about what you do. I know it's because I'm being called to do more with the physical body too, because I love healing all the things, and the physical body is one of these layers that I'm stepping into. So I'm grateful that God guided you to me to help me learn more about the importance of connecting with the physical body and creating healing that way. So, how do people connect with you and get to know you or find out more about what you do?
So I have a website. It is called N Taylor Massage. The website, yeah, ntaylormassage.com. Um, there are two other massage therapists that work in my office as well. I am the only one that does anything with the metaphysical side. Um, but that's the best way to read about my modalities, read about what I do, the training that I've had. Um, and I'm just excited to be here. We're gonna we'll just see where this goes.
Right? You got so much to give. I think you are much more than a massage therapist. When I asked you what are, you are like
Sure.
so much more, but it's hard to explain in just a small title. So I'm grateful that I've met you. I know there's people who need what you do. So thank you so much for sharing your insights and your wisdom. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close, or do you feel like you got what you needed to say in?
Now, let's see if I could say one more thing that kind of goes back to my goal of helping people, increase quality of life by um, getting the body back where it was designed. I would just encourage people to learn to have confidence in your body and not in the way that it looks. Like that's it's deeper than that. You know, learn and understand, and if that's too pain, if that's too much, then literally just hold the body and love it. And if you don't know how to do that, it's literally Care Bear stare. Like put your hands on your heart and you're just Care Bear staring to yourself. And it might seem strange at first, but you'll be really surprised at how quickly the body responds because that connection between the spirit and the body and the mind is real.
Mm, I love that so much. This must be a theme for me this week because I did a session with a woman about her body, and we did that gratitude where it wasn't about anything she looked like. It was all about like not the form of your body, but the function. Like,
Yeah.
can we think about how amazing it is that you can see and that you can hear? Like, just tuning into like how miraculous it is your fingers can move and create. And so I love that you brought up that like gratitude and loving that body. I feel like the women especially struggle with this, and I feel like the interference between our bodies is keeping us from our greatest power, which I love women's power. So thank you for helping us kind of start realizing how important our bodies and the miracles that they are and that they can create. And yeah, if you need more support and you have things that need this kind of like physical movement and you need that tangible healing, I'm so glad that Nikki has found you in this space, and reach out to her. We'll leave her information in the description so you can contact her as well. Well, thank you for being here, Nikki.
Glad to be here.
Good to have you. Okay, we'll see you guys. Thanks for joining the Wise Woman Show. Remember, divine daughters, keep expressing your faith and femininity as you bring your powerful wisdom to this world. Like, share, comment, or subscribe to the show to stay connected.